Dame Lillard has belonged on an NBA floor from day one. This guy won Rookie of the Year over Anthony Davis and Bradley Beal. After rookie Dame dropped 39 points on him, Kobe was quoted as saying, "That boy is serious. He's not afraid of anything. He's got the whole package." Like any talented rookie, we all assumed his game would improve. What I don't think anyone saw was him becoming possibly the most elite deep threat in NBA history. Hey everybody, it's Jeff here, and the rise of Dame's deep ball is what we'll be diving into today, trying to answer the question of why Dame Lillard made the decision to focus so heavily on the skills that turned him into Logo Lillard. With the heroics that Dame has displayed on the court lately, it's more and more common to hear him referred to as being like Kobe. Both have showed a knack for finding motivation out of seemingly nothing. Both have a workmanlike mentality when on the floor, and just a look. That look. You know the one I'm talking about. It says, "I'm here for business. I prepared harder than you, and now I'm about to work you." But Kobe had a much more charmed career than that of Dame. Leaving high school, he was a 5-star prospect going to the most famous team in the NBA. Dame was a 2-star prospect, lucky to be headed to Weber State. At age 19, Kobe was an all-star, and already one of the NBA's most recognizable faces. At 19, Dame was Big Sky Player of the Year. Kobe made 18 all-star games in a row. Dame put up 27, 6, and 5 a few years ago, and didn't even make the all-star game. To appreciate Dame's ability to launch deep threes, we need to take a look at where he stacks up compared to the competition. The plots on the chart reflect the best deep shooters from this season. Because it didn't feel right to leave them off, KD, Clay, and Steph are included, but using last season's numbers. The pack consists of names you'd expect, like Harden and Luka. Tremendously skilled players, but they usually gravitate to the three-point line, not 6 feet behind it. I was a little surprised that Steph was grouped in this category. I assumed he'd be higher. He is unquestionably the best shooter in league history and has made plenty of deep shots in his career. But when it comes to keeping up with Logo Lillard on deep threes, thus far it's just not happening. Not surprisingly, Trae Young is towards the top of this list as an outlier. In many ways, he represents the next generation. He was raised in the three-point era. It's not something he had to adjust to later in his career. And finally, we have the man himself, who made 53 shots from this distance, and the amazing part is he's doing it at a clip of 42%, begging the question, if he's doing this well in the most prolific three-point era in history, is he the best deep three-point shooter ever? After Dame's series-clinching bomb in PG's eye last year, and the iconic wave goodbye, PG was quoted as saying, "That's a bad shot. I don't care what anybody says. That's a bad shot." And I'll be honest, at the time, I agreed with PG's assessment. But now, looking at the numbers more closely, and knowing the emphasis Dame has put on this skill, I'm not so sure. Which leads to the question that has to be asked. How did Dame get to this point? How did he make the most deep threes in history this year? How has he made more shots from 30 feet and beyond this year than he has in his entire career combined up to this season? Well, like most things Dame has accomplished, it came down to one simple word: work. Between 2016 and 2018, the Blazers lost 10 playoff games in a row. After being swept by the Pelicans in 2018, Dame realized things needed to change. The Pelicans were trapping him around the three-point line, and he didn't have a great antidote other than passing it to a teammate. He needed a more consistent way to score and provide himself space. That summer, he and his longtime trainer Phil Beckner went to work. They taped a new three-point line on the floor 4 feet further back than the normal NBA line. They did 2-a-days from that distance all summer. Dame needed to make 700 high-quality makes from that distance per workout, meaning if his mechanics were off or his hips weren't lined up correctly, it didn't count. Lillard also slightly increased the height of his release point to avoid a hoisting motion when shooting from deep. There was also an emphasis on core strength training. He needed to strengthen his core to maintain accuracy from such distance. Dame typically shoots over 80% from this extended line when practicing, but he's on record as saying pull-up half-court shots are comfortable, and we should expect to start seeing shots like that in his game. It'll be interesting to see where this deep three evolution finally lands. In 10 years, will every team have a player capable of spacing the floor from 30 feet? Skills continue to be refined, and honestly, I'd say it's not that far-fetched. Let me know where you guys think this is headed in the long run, and I'll see y'all next time.